Welcome back. We have blunder packs here and we're at 1066. So let's go look at some mistakes happened at the 1000 elo range. E4 and we have the Owens defense. We're going to put two pawns in the center if we're able to. Develop, protect our pawn. And it looks like we're going to have a double fianchettoed position. Now, let's just be active, develop our pieces. And, we could consider stuff like this. But this pawn might become a little loose. So let's just protect it with the knight here. They added an attacker to this, so it's attacked twice now. Don't forget, we could push. This is a move, but where's this gonna go? I push, they go here, not possible. I go here, they go here. Is that a big deal? No, not at all, because we actually have a tactic in that situation. So let's go ahead and push the pawn. Of course, they can give up their fianchettoed bishop if they want to, but it's probably not a good choice. And yeah, now they're going backwards. And this can't be a good move. So I'm already wondering if I have like bishop takes, check, king back. Definitely not. Definitely not. But we could go here. And they can't kick us away. So if I were to go here, they probably have to play something like this. And I don't know if I really want to give them that. So let's just castle. Let's keep it simple. We want a castle regardless, so all right. So my opponent's playing h4. And this is just a really bad move for a few different reasons. One, it's weakening this diagonal, this dark squared diagonal, really badly. Two, there's just no attack on the king, so there's no point in pushing this. You need to develop your pieces. And I mean, you can't even go here. Like, this is really bad. So if I play this, they're going to play here. And then we might go to the center and just try to play for this. So let's hop in with the knight. We have an immediate threat. And notice that after this move, we have this. And if they were to take, I take. There's not a fork because of en passant. So let's drop back. They just develop. That's a fair move. Very, very fair move. But now we're going to attack the queen. Queen's got to move. Okay, but if they're doing that, I mean, we're just going to take that 100%. Bishop's under attack. I could just take, they take, and there's a pin still. And what do we do to pins? We put pressure. Although it's not super duper clear what we're doing after rook here. I guess we can take, and if rook takes, there's this. So we should be winning material, right? Yeah, we just go here, put pressure on the pin piece. There is a fork now, but there's a bigger threat. So we're going to go ahead and do that. If they protect this way, we just take, and they have to give up the exchange. If they fork us, well, we're going to take with check. Okay. We're taking with check first. This is very key. Also, this is just an attacked piece. We could take like this, attacking this, but I'd like to save this bishop. So I can go here. It's a check. They have to move, and then we can save the bishop. So takes. If they go here, they lose the queen also. And if they play this, we can first play queen here if we wanted, but they're not really threatening to take either. So, but I think this is a very strong move. Just threatening to win the queen. And what do? You can't step here because there's a discovered check. You can't go here. You can't go here. So I think queen f3 is just knockout. Yeah, they take, but you know, where does this go? So let's see. If I go here, king back, take the queen. I could go here. There's a gazillion moves I could make. Let's just take a pawn. Discovered check using the queen. And then we'll capture this. And we might, like if they go here, we might even be able to play this. Instead they go there. Let's go ahead and capture the queen. We gotta be careful of discoveries, because there is a bishop lined up on my queen as well, of course. But if they were to move, I could take the bishop. So my opponent's only used a minute and a half. They should probably use a little bit more time. Might be an area of their gameplay that they're slacking in. Also, they just completely okay, they abandoned the game. They resign. We played with an 87, they played with a 71. They just they gave me the full center, and then they overlooked this pawn push, which just kicks their knight back home. So basically they gave me an extra move, and we already can just play d5, but there's no rush. And then this is not a move you really want to be playing. Not when you don't have any development, there's no attack on the king, and you're just giving me squares. So, yeah. And the computer actually doesn't like this move, but we reroute and we tempo the queen and takes, and it's just over. And then, yeah, here, I mean, this is just a free piece. You're thinking about your attack, not your opponent's, and that will hold you back in chess. So yes, you are forking my pieces, but you have to ask yourself, after I play d5, what's my opponent gonna play? Well, knight takes knight, check. And your fork is no longer, and there's just nasty stuff on the king happening. We could have just saved the bishop, but why not just apply more pressure? Takes, take the queen. I mean, if you take, I can get out of there with check. If you move here, I don't know, there's probably a gazillion moves to make. Like knight g4 is the best move. Threatening this, probably here. Anyways, you get the point. We're up a bunch of material. All right, we got Navin, who is almost 1100. Let's go e4. And we're going to play a Vienna. And they play an early d6. So, you know, there's not going to be any like crazy tactics. But the concession is that they're blocking in their bishop. So I think we can already strike in the center, but probably no need for it. We don't want to play this now because the queen is open. So let's develop our bishop. Get the bishop out here. Now the knight has come out. We could consider playing this, but I don't think it's really that great in these kinds of positions. Let's just play simple solid chess. d3. And then we're going to play knight to e2 because I will want to prepare f4 at some moment. But first we're going to castle. And now they want to play for the center. And I don't know if there's a great way of stopping that, because we don't really love taking. Might, if I go here, push, takes. Could also go here, push, takes. If they were to take here, I could take the bishop. Maybe I go here and drop all the way back, but then they're going to play this. If I play bishop to b3, they push, takes. They have the entire center, but then we can go fight like this, threatening to take and win this pawn. So let's play bishop to b3, not allowing them to come in with tempo. And they're playing this. There's no trapping it. So I do have a move at the moment. Let's play bishop out. If they attack me, I can just simply take with the knight. Goes back, I go here. But now, there is a threat, so we're going to play a3. And they're just kicking us back. Seems like they want to go here. I'm not really too concerned. Okay, they played that. It's a weird move. Let's play f4. I can always play h3 if I want. Could take with the rook. Let's take with the rook. We're threatening takes. Yeah, so they capture. Do I want to take with the queen or do I want to take with the knight? I'm going to take with the queen so that I can double the rooks quickly. That's the idea. Is this move scary? I mean, I could just take. If I take, knight takes. I can take here. Knight goes back. We also don't have to respond. We could just let them take. So let's go ahead and just double the rooks. If they push through, we'll just reroute the knight this way somehow. It also just leaves this diagonal super duper good for my bishop. And we have enough attackers. I could take. I could also push. Push, and it feels like their position's a little bit awkward. I could also take, though. Knight takes, bishop takes, knight takes. This pawn is going to fall. So if this knight moves, it's not going to be good. So if pawn takes, knight takes, it adds an attacker. So let's actually take. They throw in a check. I could push. Pushing's a move because of this rook. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's hope that my opponent doesn't blunder. Now they do have tempo moves. But I just don't think it's gonna work out that well. Yeah. But now I can take here. We're attacking the knight. If the knight moves, there is a defender removed. And then we can probably jump the knight in. Unless he goes here. This seems like a move too. Has to play here. But I'm also debating on takes. Takes. Rook takes. Pawn takes. Check. I don't really see a follow-up though. Maybe takes. No. The move's probably just this. Knight takes. Takes. And then rook takes. Potentially. It's also a free pawn here, but I'm not really worried about that. But if I go here, they can take with check first. We're up material. Let's just trade. Yeah, and they decide to go for that. Let's go ahead and just push the pawn. We have two connected pass pawns. I'm not really too concerned about that. And on this move, I was thinking I could just pin. I was. I guess pins they can take here. Okay, let's just take a pawn then. Take a pawn, they go here. Check, takes. Could also take. And then bring this in, maybe. I don't really want to take here. Although push looks really nice. Yeah, let's take. They're going to take, and then we're going to play c7. They get behind. Oh, that's just a blunder. Oops. I blundered the pawn. I guess we'll take here. We're still up a pawn, but they're going to take this one. And then I'll take this one. That was a little silly. Takes. They'll probably attack the rook. But they can't, actually. Okay. Can I get a queen trade? They shouldn't trade queens here, but if they don't, I mean, this is going to be annoying for the entire game. Yeah, they don't trade queens. So just making sure that they're not attacking the rook. We will just stop their pawn from pushing. For sure. Okay, so they moved the rook, but they forgot that, you know, this was a thing. They couldn't move the rook because of this check. And now they're probably just going to lose everything after check. And then I'll take the pawn. Protecting this. They can come in here, but I've got to check. I just need to not blunder checkmate and 1 on this g2 square. Okay, they take that pawn. Let's go ahead and push. Rook e2, probably just queen here. I can always play, yeah, so they attack the rook. I can always play a rook to g1, protecting this, protecting the rook. And now we just need to promote. Push the pawn. They go there. Now I can get behind it. They can attack it again, but then I can bring the rook. And if we trade all of this, then the 2-on-1 is going to be winning. Let's push. Protect. Now they're going to have to move the king. If I can get any kind of trades, then we should be winning. And that is probably the worst move on the board, just due to this. And if they go here, do we even have a check? Check, king here. Check, king here, and then there would be a checkmate. So I don't even think we have to take the rook. I think we can go check. Here, check, here, and checkmate. Okay, they go forward, but still just check, right? They go here. Okay, maybe it's not so solid. Whatever, let's just take the rook. Try not to make matters complex. Check. King up. Check. Did we blunder? We might have blundered a perpetual. Okay. We have to give a check. They're trying to mate me. Let's go check. And they go there with this is checkmate. GG. We played with an 86. They played with a 76. The pushing is actually not that great. But they needed to go for counterplay here. Get behind the pawn. Oh. And then how do you protect it? You can't. Queen h5 is the move. If they take, then there's queen takes e8, check. All right, let's hit 1100. We got mans here, and we have the white pieces, e4, and we have a French defense. So we're gonna go ahead and play d4, take the full center. Instead, we see knight c6. Let's defend the pawn. They're attacking. Most times, if you can kick a knight, it's probably a good move, so let's go ahead and do it. They jump into the center. We can just take control of the center completely. And this looks like an Alekhine's defense, almost. After knight b6, this looks like an Alekhine's defense. Instead, they throw in a check. I don't really think that matters. I can just go here, trade the bishop, activate my last piece. Well, I guess I still have the bishop, but yeah, I mean, this is good for me, not my opponent. Now they have to go here. As long as we don't blunder a pawn, then we're solid. Yeah, so they're attacking this, but let's just go ahead, develop our last piece, try to castle. Yeah, they castle. But I can maybe play h5 or h4. And we're setting up something very tricky. h4, we're setting up takes, knight check, followed by queen in. So let's see if my opponent sees that. This is the typical Greek gift. It would have worked right now if we had the bishop holding this square. No, they block, so they don't want me to come in. It's fair. Do I have it anyways? Takes. check, takes, check here, takes. They can always escape though. Oh, wait a minute. Wait just a second. Bishop takes, king takes, check. If pawn takes, check. King back, takes. Rook here, check here. Push the pawn. I don't think we actually have it, but we're going to go for it just for funsies. I feel like this is something, you know, a 1000 would play without really calculating anything. So let's go ahead and do it. And let's see if my opponent actually takes. If they don't take, then, you know, it's just a free pawn. But in all likelihood, this is not a safe sacrifice. Although it's very reminiscent of the fishing pole, right? Okay, they just go back, but now the queen's coming in. And if you take, I take, and we shut the door with g6. But this move might be a little bit annoying. Although I still think that we can just go here. Regardless. So they probably have to play this. Knight back. Nothing's in time to stop me from going here. And we always have another knight to jump in if we need it. But we do need to calculate this. Rook here. Check here. I go here. The only square that they would have is this. But then we're going to be able to take. Like it's... Yeah, it's interesting. At the very least, it's like I said, I can always bring the other knight. Okay, instead they push the pawn. However, this does not stop any of my threats because queen to h7 was the threat, which is just checkmate. GG. Oh, okay. My calculations were correct. Oh, look at this, baby. Okay, takes. And we have an improvement. Setting up the beautiful knight to g5. The computer doesn't hate it. Knight's back. Queen comes in. We don't care about this because after takes, I was looking at this and, you know, f4 is the move. Wow. But also this is good. Queen f8. And then I was going to play g6. And if the king moves, we take. So what do you even do here? 97. Just attacking this, but then check. King has no squares. You have to go here. And then rook to h7. Attacking. If you go here, long castles, there's just so much pressure. So yeah, we got the double brilliant. Let's go. Sacrificing the knight 2 times. That's a nice little sequence. All right, let's play one more and hit 1100. Okay, we got the bad boys. Play e4. Let's play the Caro-Kann. And we'll see what this 1100 is going to play against the Caro-Kann. They just developed the knight. We can just take in the center of the board. Knight takes, and now we're going to develop, offering them the Tarta Cower after pawn takes. This might be a little bit not intuitive because we're damaging our pawn structure, but it's actually a really nice opening. Bishop's developing, and, you know, it looks like my opponent wants the long castle. That's fine. Instead, they bring that with the queen. I can just go ahead and castle, no big deal. I'm not really understanding this move. I'm just going to put the rook on the open file. And yeah, they indeed do go for a long castle. So we're going to play knight to a6, and this might look weird because we are allowing my pawn to be doubled. But whenever you're attacking, you got to look at the open files. And king b1 walks directly into rook b8. I don't care about my pawns right now. But you know why? It's because we're trying to attack. Yeah, they take, but what my opponent is doing is opening up lines for me to attack on. So let's go ahead and play bishop to a3. They probably have to go here. This pawn is hanging, so after bishop back, I'll probably play queen to a5. Instead, they go there. But what that does is it weakens the dark squares. So, that said, let's play queen a5. And we might be potentially getting in here. We also have this to put pressure on this, followed by like a rook here. I blundered mate in one. That is literally just checkmate. Oh my gosh. Doom, 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 doom. Okay, so my opponent plays bishop to d2, attacking my queen. But I think I have rook to c8. If they intermezzo take, I take back with the rook. No, because they always have this square. Oh my gosh. My opponent plays bishop d2, attacking the queen. But if I go here, rook c8, queen takes rook c8, bishop takes queen, I have a windmill. I can take here. This is all cut off. So I could go check here. I could go here, check. They go here, and then we have a checkmate. Okay, so rook c8. We're sacrificing the queen. If they intermezzo, yeah, okay, so they go that way. But now we first take the queen. They could have took my rook intermezzo, but now this is a huge issue because we're threatening to take, and these squares are cut off, and I'll be able to move. Okay. Let's double up.